Confused about the cosmos? Can't tell a planet from a star? Then give us just 5 minutes and we'll show you what they are. Jack Horkheimer, stargazer, director of the Miami Space Transit Planetarium, tells you all about the night sky and the biggest show of all, the universe. And now this week's episode.
Our annual Seven Sinister Sisters Halloween show. Greetings, greetings, fellow stargazers. Because Halloween greeting cards often depict a witch riding a broom in front of a full moon, many people have the mistaken notion that there is a full moon every year on Halloween, when in fact we won't have a full moon on Halloween again until 2020. So every year I like to point out something which is even spookier than a witch and a full moon, because every Halloween you can see 7 sinister sisters flying across the sky at midnight. Let me show you. Okay, we've got our sky set up for the witching hour of midnight, any Halloween facing south. And if you look up almost overhead, you will see the tiny cluster of stars called the Pleiades, but which are more popularly known as the Seven Sisters. And to various cultures long ago, whenever the Seven Sisters reach their highest point at midnight, which happens every year at the end of October and beginning of November, this was seen as a sort of cosmic signal, telling people that this was the time of the year to honor their dead ancestors. Now, astronomically speaking, whenever any object reaches its highest point in the heavens, we say that it has culminated. And whenever the Pleiades culminated at midnight, many ancient cultures held great ceremonies in honor of the dead, which is basically where our Halloween comes from. There was also a popular belief that great natural catastrophes had occurred on some of the nights when the Pleiades culminated at midnight. In fact, some legends claim that the Great Flood and the 10 plagues of Egypt, even the legendary sinking of Atlantis, occurred when the Pleiades culminated at midnight. In fact, this belief was so widespread that the ancient Maya and Aztec conducted spectacular ceremonies when the Pleiades culminated at midnight, because they believed that the world had already been destroyed and recreated not once but 4 times when the Seven Sisters were overhead at midnight. Even the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan, Mexico, was oriented to the setting of the Pleiades, as were all the city's west-facing streets. And coincidentally, many ancient Greek temples were also lined up with the setting or the rising of the Seven Sisters. Now, although the Pleiades no longer reach their highest point, that is, culminate exactly at midnight, on the same nights as they did in ancient times, nevertheless, they are still almost at their highest every Halloween at midnight, as a modern reminder that our ancestors were deeply moved and affected by the cosmos and used many cosmic coincidences to determine important religious and ceremonial events in their lives. In fact, some people still believe that the next time the world ends, it will also happen on a Pleiades overhead at midnight night. But I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you. So get thee outside this Halloween or any Halloween at midnight and look almost overhead for the beautiful Seven Sisters, or as I like to call them on Halloween night, the Seven Sinister Sisters. And as you look at them, remind yourself that these same stars have been seen by hundreds of generations who use them to determine their own special days of the year to honor their dead. And I hope you'll start a tradition of your own and look for these celestial siblings at midnight every Halloween, which I think is even more wonderful than a full moon on Halloween. Keep looking up.